everybody, and welcome back to a new episode of the TypeScript Tea Time. I'm your host Mirko and hope you're having an awesome day today. We're going to continue on our little app, the Daily Questions app. And let's do a quick audio check to see everything is alright. Obligatory one. Things seems to be working. Perfect. Yes, today we're going to add, hopefully, local notifications. Why do I say local notifications? Because there's a difference in the kind of notifications that you can get on a phone. Let me just fix the camera here. One being, well, local, and the other being, as you might have guessed, remote. The remote ones are probably what you're first thinking when I say notifications on your phone. So notifications being these kind of thingies here that we see. And so, for example, when you get a new message on Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever, you get a little so-called push notification, which because it gets pushed inside of here. Go back. Thank you. And it comes somewhere from the web. That part is the remote push notification. What we are talking about is more like an alert that you will set, or a timer. Do you have a timer app on this phone here? No, it doesn't have a timer app included apparently. And that's what we want to include. We want to schedule it regularly, and so let's check here. So we want this to be scheduled regularly. So for example, every day at a specified time, the default time being, let's say, 9 o'clock, 21:00 local time. Yeah, I guess 21 is fine. Then we want this to be adjustable. Time is adjustable. Notification time is adjustable. We want the notifications to be enableable or disabled by the user. You want the default to be enabled. Default enabled if possible, because we might run into some permissions issues. I'm not sure about that one. And that's one important part, must persist after reboot of your phone. I remember back when I was working on my first app, this part was actually the one where everything broke together. Doing all of this was fairly easy back then, and I hope it is still. Looking at the documentation, it seemed to be. But there was an issue back in the day which said something like, well, after reboots, these... Let me see, maybe I can... Yeah, here it is. Close all of these down. The scheduled notifications actually did not trigger as soon as you have rebooted your phone. It does say it's complete, and it seems to be fixed in this new notification package for notification. But I will only say it works once I've seen it works, right? So that was one issue back then. Possible showstopper. Yeah. So why do I want this? Because actually, I have one other person testing this for our app, and immediately the person forgot to do the dailies because she expected to get a notification to do the dailies in the evening. So that's why I'm now kind of reconsidering the possibility of notifications. And if it is as simple as following this documentation, then we're good. I will not include remote push notifications because then we get into more data privacy stuff, and I don't want to do that. It would just push out the schedule by probably a month or two, at least, depending on how much I would be working on all of this fun stuff. So it's local notifications or it's no notifications for the time being. So let's try to add these nice little notifications. Basically the documentation, in case you're interested, that I'm looking at. And inside of here we have scheduled notifications and the other ones. Up here, do I explain the difference? I do not, apparently. Yeah, so the upper part is definitely for push notifications, so the remote stuff. If you're looking at Power Cloud Messaging, that's all of the remote stuff. If you're looking at Apple push notification service, that's all of the remote stuff. We don't need that. What we do need, I think, on Android, this module requires permissions to subscribe to device boot. It's used to set up scheduled notification when the device restarts. Ah, there we go. Permission is added automatically. Oh, it's added automatically through the library Android. Is it? Can we add these? Action, blah, 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 blah. I want to copy you, come on. Copy. Copy not working. Did it work? Or did I just link to it? Yeah, I linked to it, great. Received boot completed, apparently. Let's go to app.json. App.json. Permissions is somewhere here. There it is. Inside of here, I want now receive boot completed, and I want schedule exec alarm. So this is again about Apple push notifications and Firebase Cloud Messaging. So that's about remote stuff, also remote stuff, and I think now comes most of this. Oh, this might be actually relevant for us. Push notifications. This might be relevant for us, or at least part of it. But I want to go down, back to scheduling notifications. So, first of all, we can try, I guess, the deprecated way. No, recommended way. So we need Expo notifications installed, which I did already. So basically just running this command, yarn expo install expo notifications. And I also added, so I'm not 100% sure whether I needed expo permissions. Those two we need. And then we can, I suppose, do this fun stuff. So let's see where we put this. I guess we can do something like notifications from TSX, React func props, notifications, which is the empty, I suppose, or returns null, maybe. but it does stuff. So, and the stuff that it does probably need something like this. Try. Oops, no. Import. Thank you. So, and notifications, we need to import those. Import star as notifications from expo notifications. Ah, our class is already called. Can also call this one local notifications, maybe. So this one basically just allows, that's not the important part. The more important part is probably this here. We want to call this function. Trigger. What exactly is this trigger? A notification trigger input. What is a notification trigger input? It can be null, it can be schedulable. Notification trigger input. Number, date, or channel ID and date. Time interval trigger input. Ah, something like this probably. Repeats and then seconds. So if we put repeats here through seconds, I don't know, every 30 seconds maybe? Because we do want to repeat it, right? We want to repeat it actually daily, on a daily basis, but the basic idea is still the same. So hopefully this does work on the emulator. I think it did say so at the very top. So push notification platform compatibility is not working on the Android emulator, but local notifications platform compatibility is working on the emulator. I hope we're good. I hope we're good. Did we get something? Do we have to reload? Maybe? Ah, we didn't include the function, right? Somewhere inside of the app. Yep. So, I don't know, maybe somewhere. Doesn't really matter where we put it. Was just here. Local notification. And call this local notifications as well. And if we are lucky, might actually work, I hope. Maybe it doesn't. We do need some configuration, do we? Using its own built-in config plugin. If you use config plugins in ES build, which we do, we might need this as well. Did we? Oh, it worked. Yeah, look at the notification. I'm so proud of myself. Oh, that's nice. Swipe it away. Away it is. Whatever. Okay, that's one part. So that seemed to have worked. We should get another one, right? And a couple of... Oh, there it is again. So scheduling seems to be working. I'm not sure how to actually test the restart though. We just shut this down. Shutting down. What just happened? Oh, it shuts down the complete emulator. Good to know. Again it is. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, doesn't look too good. Apparently the service is still running. Let's kill it. And then restart. Start up the device again. So in this case we would need startup permissions for our Expo Go app, in fact. And I don't know whether this app has this kind of permission. Do we see this somewhere? Permissions. No permissions granted. So this might not be working. I mean, we probably won't get a notification now, because on the service or on the app that is running our actual daily questions app, we do not have the permission to start immediately. What do we? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Receive data. Well, network access. Run at startup. But it didn't even request it, so I guess we do not have that. Oh, I guess 30 seconds already passed by now. Means we didn't get any of those notifications. Okay. But it is a very, very nice step in the right direction. I suppose I have to check the reboot on my actual phone. In that case, without and in a standalone application, not with the help of this emulator thingy. So let's give this a title. It actually needs to be localized. So we have to include our local notifications inside of IIT Next, inside of our notification. Then we can use const t. I think I have a translation. What he says. And now we can say, well, t of notifications, colon, title. Do we even need a body? Is this required? No, it's optional. Suppose we can put this into settings, notification. But and then we can add this inside of our localization translations. There it is. Settings. Add you right there. I need to switch to. Yeah. Time for your dailies or something. dailies. 反正是有 So that's one. Let's add this inside of here as well. Time for your daily questions. I think we call it dailies most of the time, yeah, so we can use it. And finally, inside of German as well. Here. Zeit für deine Dailies. There we go. Saved. And if we restart, we should get new notifications. So you might be wondering, what is this part doing? If I see this correctly, if you are just using this notifications.schedule notification async, you will not get any notifications once when you have the app open, which is actually fine, thinking about it, right? You already have it open. You already have it open. So there's no need to do it again. I guess. You already have the app open, so you're already doing your daily questions. There's no need to do it once more. Remind the user of behavior that he has already finished. It might be useful for us currently. To do. Yeah, we keep this question mark. So the real configuration is not seconds, I suppose. We have days. Day. Get this notification type again. Scheduled daily trigger input. Ah, okay, here we go. Hour and minute. And then repeats true. For our test purposes, we probably want minute, seconds even. Minute 0, I guess, for the time being, and hour 21. I suppose local time. Don't need you. And that should give us a notification at 21 o'clock. We can try it maybe at the current time on my phone is 10:45. So let's take 10:46. Hope that re-triggered. We will see. So, what else do we need? Oh man, it's spamming. Time for your day. Every 30 seconds. There it is. Time for your dailies. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Why did we get it like 7 times? Does it still? I think it might still have. Yeah, it seems to still have all of the remove notification subscription. Can we stop all of them? Remove all. Remove the subscription. How do we remove all of them? Push subscriptions, subscription, remove. Okay. We can use something like this apparently. Use effect. Okay. So this will now remove the notifications one after another. Until we have nothing left, I suppose. Man, that's a lot of notification. Stop it. Shouldn't we be? Oh, this remove function is never triggered, right? So we don't want to return it, we just want to call it. So that it finally stops our spam. Man. Are we good? Time for your dailies. The last one. Oh, we have an error here. Come on. Do we have to uninstall everything? Jesus. Uninstall. Jesus Christ. That should get rid of everything. Now. How do we... There's gotta be a way to remove the notifications. Notifications dot get all scheduled notifications async. Oh, this looks const all equal to all dot. Okay, we have to wait. Wait, we cannot use a wait. Const remove all async, and now all dot for each notif map to, or subscription actually, subscription mapped to subscription dot. Can we not remove it like that? The content data blah 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 blah. Not what we are looking for. Trigger dot type. How do we remove them? We somehow have to handle notifications that are kind of pending. Get less notification response, also not what we want. Remove subscription, but we do not have a subscription. Or do we? Do have this now. Oh, wait. I want to have this inside of here. Do I? This should work, huh? And that should get rid of the notifications that are indeed pending. Can we work on notification as well? Notification dot request dot. No, that's again only just the data. We can try this method here. Well, that's another subscription. Jesus, how many subscriptions are there? And the app is in foreground. Into interactions, listen to incoming notifications in the foreground. Delete notification category. I was resolving to if the category was successfully deleted or false if it was not. Can we use categories to get rid of all the fun stuff? Do we have category? Category identifier. That sounds good. Let's call it dailies. Daily reminder. Maybe like that. Now we can use this to get rid of all of them when we change something. So because these two values become configurable, come actually from outside. So notifications dot what he says daily reminder. Okay-ish. So I think we now have under control what we actually... I'm starting to get an understanding of what we need to do. So, what I want is that on first startup, let's write this down. So on first startup, schedule daily notification for 2100 local time. Then, okay, let's start there. There will be more, like in the settings, have a time picker to schedule a different time, and for that what we will be doing is remove all pending notifications and schedule notifications for the new time. Select a time. And then we kind of got this one running, I think. All right, interesting. that it renders as code. All right, let's do it. So we can do both now. We know how to schedule, we know how to delete, hopefully, at the very least. Currently I'm doing it immediately after, kind of useless then. So let's see, what do we want? We want to go into the settings slice. I put this inside of settings. Suppose I do. There's not that much. Notifications, which have a, oh yeah, enabled probably. They have a minute, which is a number, and they have an hour, which is a number as well. And we somehow have to track whether they were already set once at least or not. So I suppose this is optional anyway, now that I remember, because we already have data associated to it. Yeah, we already have data. We already have at least 2 running devices which do not have this property, so we have to have an optional here. And with that, we kind of optional if never on first app open. Optional only on first app open, like so. I say yes. Then we indeed have notifications to be undefined at the very beginning. And now we can set notification time, state and action payload, which includes hour, number, minute, number, and you can just say enabled. Boolean. Pull this one out, I guess, into an interface. Notification time. Notification setting. Down here we use the same one. And say state.notifications is equal to well action.payload. And that's it. We have to export set notification time. Now we can start using it. Example inside of this function, which inside of this component, which is inside of our Redux subtree. So we can use const map state, does receive a root state, and it maps to an object which does the following. I guess we just want notifications, huh? Settings. So state.settings.notifications. Then we can use const. I forgot the syntax. All of that fun stuff here. So never forget to connect actually the component. And finally, we can use props from Redux. Redux, and we have access to the dispatch now. That's. And with that, we can now decide whether we actually want to run of this code. So if settings dot if settings if not, so if it's undefined, then do the following. If it's undefined, that's the first app open actually. Is first app open. Then schedule my notifications with this daily reminder. Otherwise, don't do anything. Remove that one, we can remove one. That takes care that when we open the app for the first time, it will schedule a notification. Kind of this part. On first startup, schedule daily notifications for 21 local. Of course, need to use 21 0 here. Why is it? That should be about it. Then the next thing is enables, and we also want to use set notification settings from Redux again. Const map dispatch is set notifications. What did I call it? Nice. Notification time. That one, and then we need to say that we have to set it initially. So we set it to, well, it is enabled, true. We have hour and minute 21. And at this point, I probably want to say const default notification minute 0 and notification hour 21. Done. Hopefully this works. We probably want wait. We have to use another function, const setup initial items. Setup notifications on first app open. Do we need just the async now? Now this happens one every minute. Call this function. Goodish. Next, we need for correctness kind of. This is, I think, not necessary, but we can. Inside of the inside of the use effect, I want to have the settings as a dependency. I don't think it's necessary because it would trigger just once and then never again, which is actually just happens to be the usage that we want. We do need to use this though. Right. We good? I think we're good. Perhaps. Then next up. Now that's the complete first part. And this time for sure. Then we want a date picker to schedule a different time inside of the settings. So let's go to the settings screen. We do already have a related dailies time picker. And also do something like notification time picker. We also want one for enabling. So we just copy and paste this dude. Pretty mucho. Paste. Notification time picker, not a copy. So notification time picker. So let's see what it does. It takes definitely a different state because it does take notification settings, and it's a state settings.notification. It takes set notification time. And that's it. This we can leave. We need some stuff here. Notification settings. Set notification time. Then handle confirm. This part, thank you. Then on confirm, we receive the date that was actually picked, and in this case we want set notification time to be this, and we want enabled to be true. Done. Don't time picker false. Okay, perfect. Next, we want, here we set the originally selected time of the date picker. So this is probably something like notification settings dot hour and notification settings dot minute. And these might be unselected. So I suppose we do. Or that one. This. Why did it import it twice? I have no idea. One for hour. Oh, I messed up. This should be hour. The other one should be minute. And then we need to put a question mark there and the question mark is there. And now one important part is we don't want the regular, or we want the knowledge coalescence or which means, so if hour would be 0, this returns still 0, while this would fall back to whatever is the value of this one if hour is 0. But 0 is a valid value in this case, so we want hour to be really the right one. Okay. That's that. And then we have settings, notification time. Need to provide in our translations. Notification time. Benachrichtigung and then we need the time. Yeah, it's time. And in English, this is daily notification at time. And in Japanese, Ainichi no Chi. It's as Copilot. That might be it. Okay, let's take a quick look at our application. Haven't done them in a while now. Run it on Android. Music ended. Redo the music. Couldn't start project. Okay, yeah. It's installing Expo Go again because we did really delete it in our frustration. Should be alright in a couple of minutes, I hope. Didn't save file, and I didn't save this file apparently. Save you. Come on. Download is taking longer than expected. Yes, it is. It sure is. But why? Why? Wi-Fi is actually connected. But I died as well. There it is. Oh. Why is it still there? 24/6. I guess this got stuck. Work? Yeah, it works. Okay. Must have been a bug. Come on, you can do it. Application. Come on, application, run me. Come on, application, run, yeah. Okay. There it is. Let's do a reload. Sure. Now we should see some setting. Daily notifications at 0900 PM. And hopefully also in German. terrible. As I've expected. German is way too long. Nachtigungen Guess we do it like that. Got the date picker, we can also pick 1 p.m. We can probably, what would be better right now is 9 p.m. is very good. That's the default time that we have set. So 11 and 17, do it. And hopefully we get a notification now. Oh, we don't have a side effect that actually changes the notification. Oh, now we're getting into side effect stuff. What we might be able to do here, without getting into freaking side effect stuff, we keep it simple. And by that I mean we have a use effect inside of here that receives settings and does the following. It is again a async function, which I call const change notifications or reschedule notifications. Async function that does stuff, and it says reschedule notifications, run it. So you cannot use async functions inside of use effect. So if settings.enabled then alternatively if oh wait, what? If this is enabled, yeah, perfect. We need to be careful here not to invert this without any thought. So next, you did good, GitHub Copilot. You did good. Is there a function like that? That was what we were looking for earlier, right? Cancel all scheduled notifications. Ah, sweet. Problem is resolving once all the are cancelled or if there are no scheduled. Nice, that's what we want. So we can get rid of the category, in fact. I think. Probably it still makes sense to use the... Let's use the category to be kind of future-proof. Yeah. So we cancel all of these notifications inside of the category. Hopefully that works. Category. Where did it go? That works. Alternatively, we have to use this. And then we reschedule the notification as GitHub Copilot has done so nicely for us. Does repeat, and this time we take settings.minute Heck, this code is identical to the above, right? It is. Might as well put this into a function call. From here to there, I guess. Function in module scope. Schedule notifications. Settings. Nice. I think we have to re-export the interface. Yeah. Export the interface. We can use it right here. Here we have a T function, which we not have the T function as something useful. Use translation. We do not save T. Export type translate function equal to current type of type of use translation at position T. That's it. So now we can just do this, and probably we want this to be capital. So now we have a lot of errors for whatever reason. Find name settings. Why not? Right there. Because we need to remove all of this fun stuff. Go. Notification settings. Good. And now this looks fine as well. Nice. Something is broken. Something is broken. This needs to be a comma. Safe. Everything is good. All right, we did it. Whew. So now we have schedule notifications of T and settings, and we can just use this up here as well. Why do you not want to work? Oh. It indeed needs to be possibly undefined. Yeah. Alright, this looks better, ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. I think this we will still remove, so then it looks even better. So we have this category that we do need together with hopefully all notifications inside and all the schedule and so on. And finally, we schedule a new one. And that should be it. We only do it when it is actually enabled. Good. And that means it might actually be working. Let's put this on 26. Oh, it does. And I'll be... Oh, it's already 26. That was... Oh, it worked! Woo! Sweet! That was faster than I expected. Nice. But did it remove the other one? I don't know. Oh, there's an X. It probably didn't, because I made a typo. Let's put this into a constant as well. Category. Like so. I guess we just keep this, then we don't need to think about it. Ensures that the app, that the notification is shown if the app is running in foreground. Not having this behavior probably confuses some people. Confuses the user. That's the reason why I think I will just leave it. Priority. Okay. All right. Next. We need to disable them. I think that's the. What do we have? In the setting, have a time picker to schedule a different time. I think done. That's the same as this one. Schedule regularly every day at a specific time default. That's the same as we have these two now. Notifications enabled, disabled. So let's write this slightly more properly. In the settings, have a, I don't know, checkbox. We're currently just using checkbox for simplicity. That enables / disables the notifications. And the default is still enabled. Must persist after reboot or something else. Okay, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. See ya. And like we are here again. Where were we? I think we wanted to add a column for a checkbox essentially for enabling or disabling notifications, right? When I have that one sub point, disable notification time picker if disabled. All right, let's do it. This probably has to be changed at some point and reordered and so on. Currently it's more like, more like, you know, like, really? That's how you're doing it? Kanji. But it does its job, at least. So, notification switch. Take that one. Notification switch.tsx. Let's rename this one into notification switch. Enable notifications. Or notifications enabled. Then app bar shown is not what we want. We want enabled. State.settings.notifications question mark dot enabled. Yes. And we have a dispatch which is set notifications, notification time. There we go. Take all of these, that one, and enabled. We can say enabled, then checked, otherwise unchecked, and then we take set notification time. Oh, we need the complete notification settings, I think. Why? Because this takes both the hour and the minute as well as enabled. Hey RVO, good to see you. How are you doing? We're currently doing notifications for our little app, because reportedly that's at least a feature that is being expected. I had one more person test the daily questions app, and immediately on day 2 she forgot to do the dailies because she just expected to get a kind of notification in the evening that she should be doing the dailies, which we did not include so far. Yeah, but we are doing now. My hope is to do everything locally. So basically like your alert functionality on the phone, and not having to use any form of push notifications. If it becomes push notification stuff, it will not make it into the app, because then it pushes the schedule like 2 weeks or 2 months probably, due to complexity. And so if we did proper push notification as you would get from Telegram, for example, or WhatsApp or whatever, that would just push the schedule so far out, in particular because of all the privacy issues. Yes. Are you working currently? And looking at it in the background, inside the virtual reality treadmill. Is that something I should be aware of? Anyway, everything's fine, thank you. How's the programming going? Yep. Report finished. Virtual reality treadmill. In terms of you kind of got into it and now you're like the direction at treadmill. Oh, that's actually a thing, a specific word. Interesting. Ah, now I see. I see. I used one of these once. Like these things where you can actually move inside. Ah, cool. I used it like multiple years ago when they just started out. They had one on a game jam that I was visiting. That was quite impressive. It also felt very, very weird because it was kind of a climbing game, and I'm slightly afraid of heights, particularly when you look straight down. Then I like, okay, step 3 steps away from the window, or the fence, or the wall, whatever. So I kind of got, oh, okay. But it still was fun. It was very, very interesting to see. And you got one of them for yourself or for a customer. What I was saying right now was we need the notification settings here. The complete object notification settings, and then we can say notification settings dot question mark dot enabled, which is still correct. If this is undefined, it will go into this case, which is correct. Then we need enabled to be not what we currently have. When we press this checkbox, we just take the same hour and minute. And we have to do the fallback again, which is annoying. Nothing that we cannot handle, at least. Notification. I built myself from Amazon used parts. Wow, that's something. Sweet. You're like a tinkerer, right? It seems. Fiddling around with this kind of stuff. With you last time you were talking a bit ago, you talked about making your fridge into an air conditioning system or something like that, if I remember correctly, and photovoltaic stuff. I would love to have those skill sets. My dad used to do this kind of tinkering as well. Not as technical, I think, or on the just building stuff, like a new fence or a house or some in that, more in that direction. And I enjoyed looking at it, but I never got really into it. I probably can't even fix a nail properly. At least not on first try, unfortunately. What do we have? So Tsuchi Yuko ni suru. Look at translations here for a second. Microsoft translate UI. That one? I think it is. Yeah. What do they call enabled? Maybe even Taiyo. Okay. Macro enabled, workflow enabled. I think it's Taiyo then. Do they have like notifications enabled? Yes, nice. Oh, they use Yuko. Okay. Okay. Then let's take that. Mainichi no Tsuchi ga Yuko. Oh. Okay, that's just weird spacing. English. Daily notification enabled. I'm not sure why I wrote this in capitals. And in German, Benachrichtigungen sind aktiviert. Ja. So, save. And we should, as soon as I've saved this here, have our settings. It looks probably even more ugly than it did before. It does. The simple fix for this is moving this one down. Like so. There we go. Now it's not as ugly anymore. So we currently do not have any form of side effect handling for this. We do change it inside of Redux, but that doesn't suffice because it needs to have, or the enabling notifications needs to have a side effect on the system level. So I go back into our local notifications component, and we just again use another effect. Can we do this? I mean, could also do this, right? If they are disabled, we cancel all scheduled notifications async. We delete the category, which is the same in this case. Probably we use this. And then we're good, I think. Reschedule or disable. Let's just call it reschedule. Is that it? It's so simple. I'm skeptic. We have to do this every time. An error notification switch is, that's not, oh, I think we fixed that. So if I set the notifications for 11:51, you should get a notification now, first of all. Nice. New green tea. The Japanese green tea empty now, so I just got a new one from Amazon, which is still, is it Japanese green tea? I'm not sure. It is green. Homeless. Welcome back. I have not started with a book. Good to see you back in, asking some questions. But I did recently, just recently, see that one of the TypeScript people on Twitter, I saw that one, has released a new book. I'm going to use this week to gain some knowledge. There's one book that is very, I think Effective TypeScript was the one. One of these. There's the new one, Learning TypeScript, from Josh Goldberg, who is part of the TypeScript team, in fact. And the book was released only very, very recently, as you can see here. I cannot really tell you how good it is, but it's at least very new and very modern, probably. And as I said, he is one of the people. One of them people. Oh, is he not on the core team? Passionate open source developer from New York. Front-end developer from New York with passion for open source, static analysis, and the web. Full-time open source maintainer and work on projects in the TypeScript ecosystem, such as ESLint and TypeStat. I was pretty sure he was also on the team. Gosh, do I love TypeScript. I'm pretty sure that I do. Let's see. I mean, you can have a first preview on Google Photo. Where is it on Amazon? There it is. I cannot tell you how good it is again, but I did see him. Let's see. Currently 3 global ratings. That's not that much. So I cannot tell you much about it. Other than that, I think these 2 books have been out there for a while. Effective TypeScript, although it's not about, it doesn't seem to be a book for beginners. And this one seemingly in the direction, just from the name, of maybe migrating from JavaScript, but I cannot tell you. So those are the books that I've seen. I also heard about this one, if I remember correctly, TypeScript Quickly, and this one, TypeScript Deep Dive, which is actually online, most of it. Yeah, this one is completely online from Bazarit. That's one source I've used a couple of times. It might not be exactly the version that he has in his book. Either one is probably outdated, supposedly. But you can use it completely for free. Yeah, it's completely for free on Gitbook, which is really cool. They do also have some high level, very, very specific TypeScript stuff, discriminated unions and all of this fun stuff. So that's one source that I've used definitely before, but again, I've used it mostly for deep knowledge, deep dive stuff. And not as a beginner. When I began TypeScript, it was 2014, so it was scattered at that time. They released 2012, I think. They became open source at least 2012, or became public, I'm not sure. 2012. 2014 was when I started TypeScript. But at that time I was just fiddling around, probably. Yeah. Bazarat is pretty good though. Pretty much. I did some in university with Java. Before that in school with Java as well. But you cannot call that coding. Every time I got into a project myself with Java, I was trying to develop any of those simple games, any of those arcade games, and I failed miserably every single time. Getting stuck at fairly fundamental things at that time. But I was like at that. Now I'm old with a beard. The proper starting for me started like 26. Was it 14, 15, 16? Somewhere at that time I got my first job. Can't remember. 16, I think. 14? No, it must be 14. 14. I started with Django Python though. Also mostly learning by doing. Not having the education kind of. Since I'm a mathematician, you don't get a proper programming education as you would do if you're doing computer science, for example. Particular. Where were we? I think I did the translations, right? Did I? English. Daily notifications enabled. Daily notification at blah blah blah. I do want to disable that button. Daily notification at board notification time. Must be a string, so we can use something like colon. Yeah, there it is. If this button should be disabled when notification settings dot enabled not like so. So if I disable this one becomes unavailable. If I enable it, becomes enabled. We did get notifications 31 minutes ago apparently, and 7 minutes ago, which was what I scheduled, and then I started talking. Which is fine. I like the discussions. When did you guys start coding, by the way? So you and Homeless. Most of the other people. Wise to build a knowledge app and know everything I know. Next time when I forget something, I can search it on the app. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Anki. Fail to listen. Okay. Anki. This is my brain. This is my brain. And it contains everything from economics to Korean. Yes, it's Korean. Although I forgot most of it. English, Japanese, informatics. And you can just copy and make a screenshot with some tool like Lightshot and so on. And then paste it inside of here, and then you can review it each day. These are flashcards, by the way. Flashcards, you can review them on your phone every day. It is a flashcard app, Anki. I love it. It's amazing. It's an app that definitely has changed my life. And I'm very, 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 very proud of this. If you look at my statistics, I've been doing this for how many days? Years, sorry. 2,626 days out of 2,675 days possible. It's actually slightly more, but I did remove some decks for content. This is my brain. This is my brain. So let's add one. For example, we added an English one. You can customize a lot of this as well. So for example, you might want to have more flashy flashcards, and then customize CSS and so on, and HTML to customize even more. But let's say we have a new English word. Let's look here, English words you probably don't know. kerfuffle, for example. What? Kerfuffle? What is a kerfuffle? Kerfuffle. Kerfuffle. What are you yelling for? And then you can just put in all the fun stuff. It means to create a fuss or a bother that results in a lot of noise. And then I'm Scottish. So, so you would regularly click the add button. I'm just hitting Control Enter, and then I've added it. You can also edit in the. And then if you want to learn, so from here you just click on it, study now, and then you see it like this. And then you think like, what is a kerfuffle? Since I'm learning it for the first time, you probably want to do some more like emotional learning, like drama style. What's all the kerfuffle? For example. I can't speak Scottish accents, unfortunately. What's all the kerfuffle? I don't know. And then, okay, to create a fuss or bother that results in there being a lot of noise. I see. It's Scottish. And then you can say, well, I messed up. I learned it, or it was even easy. And it will come back in like 10 minutes. If you're learning it for the first time. And then, as of then, it's a flashcard app that actually does the flashcarding automatically. So you have multiple steps. So it will come back tomorrow once we've learned this. The first time it comes back in 10 minutes, then it comes back tomorrow, then it comes back in 3 days, then in 7 days probably, then in like, I don't know, 20 days or something with this offset. So you don't spend time on learning the stuff that you already know, you just repeat it. It's all built in, and it works great. Yeah, and that's the basic app. You can also just copy and paste stuff. For example, if I want in Ragamuffin, I want a picture, then I just use my little app here, and I can copy and paste a picture inside of there. And it also shows you can synchronize it with your phone. So at least if you have an Android, it's for free. If you're on iPhone, they finance themselves with iPhone. It costs $35. I would say it's still worth that if you started using it more often. They also have a web version, but I haven't used that one, WebAnki. I'm not logged in anyway. Am I logged in? It looks like very similar to the desktop version. The desktop version is available, I think, for all possible what to say, platforms like Mac, Windows, and even on Linux, yeah, as you can see. And it has a giant plugin system. In my case, although it might only work on Windows sometimes, using Python, you can write your own plugins. In my case, I have a gaming Japanese. Is pretty amazing, because so when I add a gaming Japanese card and I choose the correct card type, I just write the Japanese word and it fills out all of the rest. Konnichiwa, for example. So in this case, it only writes the reading. But on my Windows, unfortunately, the plugin is not working perfectly on Linux. So I'm doing this on Windows only mostly. for Japanese. So this is Kyo, and it inserts the meaning, the reading in this case, from somewhere in the cloud. This took a bit of time to set up, but it's still amazing. And if you're doing coding, there's a VS Code plugin. There it is. Funky for VS Code. That's it. There is a VS Code plugin. So I'm just writing stuff like, we have an example somewhere. Yeah. Where's everything? I love this. I really gotta say, I love Anki. So here, for example, I have it will create a new card, git select private SSH key. Let me just remove all of this fun stuff. So it will add it to the informatics. I will write something like, let's see, TypeScript or TS, Expo notifications, remote versus local. And then you can even write code, TS markdown, basically. Well, not basically, it is markdown. For example, where's my notification? Local notifications. Notification not showing, shows on front end, for example, front end not foreground. Then I can do this and I say, well, Anki, send to on deck. No, it's not working anymore. Did it break in the meantime? Used to work very, very well. I think I'm also running on the same port. No, it's not working apparently. I do also have this error. Connection error, failed to listen on port 8765. Maybe I have a Docker container running on there. But usually it would now show up inside of here as a new item. Huh. Well, that's the way it goes, right? Whenever you display something, in particular if you display something or showcase something without proper preparation, something will go wrong. And even if you prepare it, right? Just look at all the Windows Windows presentation where all of a sudden the Windows 11 and Windows whatever freeze. Was there ever one that actually worked completely? You never know. Anki is very nice. Finish. You know, enough about Anki. One thing that we now want to test, I think, is we set this to 12 p.m. 11 or maybe 12. Okay, that should work. And now I disable it, and now we should not get a notification, right? To check that our remove function actually completely works, you have to do so. Yeah, I was hoping that it's already like 10:50 seconds, but apparently it wasn't. But when that's done, I think we're good up to the point where I have to check whether it works after a reboot. We cannot test. I cannot test this on in the Expo emulator, Expo Go. So I have to probably do this after I completely build a standalone APK, standalone app, installed it, for example, on this emulator itself, but as a standalone app. That's the important part. And then shut down the complete phone, wait, restart the phone, and then hopefully we see a notification popping up. But that part I will just do on my own, because it is very, very fiddly. You cannot really see anything, and we have to wait 20 minutes for the restart anyway, for the rebuild anyway. So it's 12 and oh, damn it. It's time for your dailies. No, you should not show up. It's broken. Not good. Not the good. If settings enable, then do this, otherwise do that. Should have triggered this code, right? Console.log. Disabled work. Wait, now it's enabled. Why did it go in there? Oh no, that was probably from earlier. So what am I missing? What kind of are you using some kind of flashcard apps, guys and girls? Flashcard apps, or what kind of learning apps are you using? I mean, there's also for language learning, like things like Babel, all of that direction, which also include typically a kind of these growing intervals flashcard training implicitly. So this didn't quite work the way that we wanted it. Heat notification category didn't seem to have worked. So in that case, yes, we instead use move. No. Cancel all scheduled notifications async. Done. And we do it here as well, and we can get rid of the category. And get rid of the category. And get rid of the category. And get rid of the category. Although that'd still be nice. I don't know. Let's enable disable. And maybe for the time being, let's just change this to seconds. Every 20 for video notifications. Seconds 20. So enable, please. Now in 20 seconds we should see a notification popping up. Boom, boom. 20 seconds can be incredibly long. There it is. That's one. Wipe it away. Disable. And now we probably need a timer to see when 20 seconds are done. Although we probably also just see when this turns into the 17, we do not have a notification. It seems to have worked. And if that worked, I would like to try again with the channel. With the channel. By the way, this would probably not work the way it does currently on iOS. So maybe I add a little bit of a node somewhere. Something like here. Where did it go? Yeah, there we go. iOS. That's not too bad. Ragamuffin, go away. Set notification. Delete notification. Delete the category associated with the. Oh. I wonder. Up here, I think we need some more permissions. No usage description required. The notification related permissions. Yeah, you need to kind of ask for the correct permissions on iOS. Let's take that one. Oh, no, that didn't work. iOS. Copy. Need to ask for permission. So, did we receive a new message? It seemed to have worked. Okay, I'm good with that. Let's ignore the rest. So, oh no, we want you. We get rid of you. We enable you. And now I think we're good. If we enable this again, we do not see anything. But in the enabled case, it should step inside of here. Again, cancel all the stuff that is already there, which is empty, and then schedule notifications, and then we're good-ish, I think. Right. 12:20, for example, should now give us another notification. So at that one, translation, we have now a type. Oh, I want you to be a capital T. Somewhere we used that function, but I don't remember where. So those look good. Settings look good. This component, the notification time picker looks goodish. Notification switch, which is a checkbox, looks okay-ish. Translate function, yeah, fine. And translate function is now only one-liner. Good. Did we miss anything? We might want to include this configuration up here. So we have a custom icon. Well, plugins. From where to where is the end? Yeah, that's the end. So app.json, expo, I don't know, down below, down at the bottom of the sea, where you can meet SpongeBob and his snail Gary. Get those. We do have an assets directory, if I'm not mistaken. There it is. Assets. So we have ./assets/notification icon. Good. I do not care for any kind of sounds. Color. No idea. Done. And now we need to take the logo, I think, and change it ever so slightly. By making it dark, so completely black, everything. Do so. Let's open the containing folder. And I just opened this with GIMP. Good old GIMP. Go. And then I think it's even simpler if I use make a copy first. Notification logo.png. If I use a sprite, bams, go. A sprite being a pixel oriented thing. Is there some kind of... Oh yeah, there are pixels down there. That's probably not correct. There's a very tiny bit of freaking pixels. How do I switch invert selection? Invert color? No. Yeah. So maybe we can also do it like this, right? Yeah. Almost. I think we need more tolerance to select all of the fun stuff. So if I click on this now, it selected all the fun stuff. D, is it F? What have I done? There it is. So we want the paint bucket, which is G. We want to select the color. It should just be black. So 14, which is almost black. And then we just color everything. No, why does it not properly fill everything? Why would you do that? Tolerance, okay. 240 is what I've chosen, I think. Bams, bams, bams. Can just not use contingency. And then we have our black logo. Done. Save. We might need to scale this. I forgot the necessary size, but I do know where to look. Awesome app to see what the size needs to be. Assets, push notification icon.png. This, what's the size of this? Oh, it's completely white? Seriously? it is completely white apparently, not completely black. In that case, well, let's pick a different color. Move everything over to there. 240, 240, 240. Done. And do the G thingy again. Done. Save. And now I want to know the... Where did I close it? I want to download you. What's the size of this file, damn it? Let me do this off screen just to... save him as... you know what? I think we have this in here as well. Your awesome app. And if we go now to something with PNG, push notification, we can hopefully see its size somewhere. Man, how complicated can it be? 9696. Okay. Oh man, our picture might be actually be too complex to be so small. 96. Right size. First of all, we trim it. Then we increase it ever so slightly. Let's say 10 pixels here, 10 pixels there, 10 pixels there, 10 pixels there, or let's take 12, 16, because that's a better number to split at. Okay. And now we need to put it down to 97. Size, bright size. Transform. Yeah, transform is fine, but I want to do it properly. I guess that's where that's the point where we go to GIMP, because I have more specific settings here. So 96 cross 96. Let's make it square first of all. 527 apparently. 26. Center. Nice. And now we can scale the image down to, would be linked, 96 pixels. Scale. This might be very, very small, but I hope we're good. Export, do it, export. Got all the changes, and now it's small. 96 cost 96. Save. Add you. Add you. Oh, then I think we're good on that front as well. We need the color? Or did I do it in this app? Plugins, package, we have app adaptive icon, services file, notification, icon, that's it. Interesting. I mean, this looks so much nicer than what we have to write here. But I guess, can we? Notification. Don't want the badge. Android only. Local path or remote URL to an image. Use as the icon for push notifications. Ah, wait. I think this does not work on... If you use conflict plugins as in your project EAS build. I guess we use the new version here. Well, then. Although we do not get any help. Do we see this, in fact, immediately? That would be amazing. Just amazing. Reload. Let me check the time here quickly. Go. Let's add those notifications. They are enabled. They are set to 12:20. We want to set them to 12:33. There we go. And now we have to... Oh, that was fast enough. But it does not show. But this might actually be just due to the fact that we don't have a built app. Oh, I did leave this, so which is probably wrong. Try again with this configuration. Now we might be able to actually see it also on here. That would be my hope, at least. Reload. $34. Okay. Wait. There it is already. It doesn't do the thing. That's fine, I guess. I guess it's fine. I suppose this comes with once we have built a standalone app. Currently Android probably uses just the icon which comes from here, this app, because our complete app or emulated app is completely running inside of Expo Go, and the push notification then probably gets managed through the Expo Go app. That's why we see the Expo Go icon. That's what I expect. Not saying that it is. But with that, we can hopefully do a feed, which is settings, local notifications, daily local notifications. Let's go to app.json again, change the version, change this one into 13, change version inside of our app into 13. I'm doing this manually, but probably automated. I don't think it's worth it just now. So general v1.13.0 and Android v. Is it also 13? What? 12? 13? Oops. 13. That's the character from Final Fantasy VII. He's a dog, lion thing. Done. Let's do a rebuild. EAS build. And then I think we finished for today. Yeah. The build will now take like 20 minutes. Thank you so much for joining. If you've liked what you've seen, this is, by the way, the TypeScript tea time. We are working on a self-improvement app called The Daily Questions. If you've liked what you've seen and you would like to know more, by the way, this is a video from the original person who developed the 6 daily questions, or did daily engagement questions, where he explains them in like 3 minutes or 4 minutes. And yeah, that would be a nice place to start, probably, if you want to know more about the process of the daily questions and why it is the way it is. We kind of do the digital version of that, digitalize it. Not officially, we are doing it unofficial, but I'm using it every day. So that's why I wanted this. So, build is running, everything's good. This is the TypeScript tea time. I'm your host Mirko, and I certainly hope you had a great time. I had. I'm very happy that this seems to be working out. I still have to see whether it actually works on my actual phone, particularly whether it works after a complete reboot of my phone. Yeah, if you liked what you've seen, feel free to follow so you don't miss anything. No, there's an error. I'll take care of that, I guess. But at least build failed. Done. Is that it? Oh, okay. This is important. I guess we are not done today. It tried to open assets notification, blah, blah, blah. No such file or directory. Why not? Assets / notification - icon.png. Did I misname it? Oh, I called it notification logo. That's why. Not too little. It depends a lot on how many years of projects you already have, how well you can sell yourself, and on the individual company, whether you're a freelancer or whether you're like full-time employment. You're asking about full-time. You can earn well. I think in Berlin, for whatever reason, the average is 42,000 or something like that euros per year, with all the benefits that you get from the German healthcare system and so on, social insurance system. But it can go much higher, and it can go much higher fairly quickly. You can. It's, yeah. I think it's more like a starter. I don't know where they get that data that it's only 42,000 a year. At least for me, it developed differently. Let's say it like that. I won't get into more details. Pricing is a question that we can discuss once you trying to give me the actual contract. Although I'm a freelancer, so my prices are like fairly different from the full-time employment prices. Yeah, but it goes up fairly quickly, I think, as your years of experience or your time of experience and your projects that you started working on increase. It goes up fairly quickly, and doubling is not a problem. So we had one problem. This file is named wrong, I think. It needs to be icon app JSON. And now this is notification. That also explains why we do not see the icon inside of our app, right? If it was misnamed all the time, let's try that again then. In that case, icon. No. Notification icon PNG. Maybe. Oops. Maybe that helps. Let's restart the app once more. From which country were you again? Almost. I think I asked time before. Did I? If you want to ask, if you want to answer, doxing yourself. If you think you're doxing yourself, don't answer. That's perfectly fine. I can accept the need for privacy. I totally understand the need for privacy. We still don't see the new icon. In Belgium. Sweet. Nice. there was one instance. There was one instance where we had to kind of say that we're from Belgium. Back 10 years ago or something. I was traveling with my brother and another friend in Wales, in Cardiff, and we went like it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. We went into a pub. We went into the pub and there were like people from the local football club, like soccer, if you Britain, American English. And they were fairly loud already, and we were like, oh, okay, maybe let's talk not. We shouldn't talk too much. And we had one instance where people in Denmark asked us in a previous travel, they asked us at like midnight. We started to party together, and at some point they asked us where we're from, and we said Germany, and they started running. No joke. They were talking to us like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and all of a sudden they started running away down the street, and we're like, what the hell just happened? And one of my friends said, yeah, I just told them that we're from Germany, and they all of a sudden they called each other together and started running, and we're like, okay, maybe we shouldn't use Germany next time. And then we were in this Cardiff pub, and there was like a football fan, maybe a rugby club, I don't know. And he was like, ugh. And it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and he was already drunk. And the way then we finally decided, okay, yeah. After we drank a beer, we also drank at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we wanted to go outside, and all of a sudden he grabbed the arm of my brother. Where are you from? Where are you from? And my brother being like, his heart pounding. You could feel the tension in the air in the room. Belgium. Belgium. The other person answered the drunk good answer, and he like clapped all over hands and would be like shouting more of the name of his football. And yeah, learning from that experience in Denmark, we were like, let's not say Germany. But the way he was like, my brother was like, Belgium. That was so funny, but also we really thought we would be done for if we said the wrong word now. By the way, in Cardiff, the first thing that we saw, like 2 minutes after we arrived, we saw somebody stealing something from a shop and going below the shutter, and then just running off. So I don't know, it may probably Cardiff is a very nice place, but not at that day. Yeah, nothing against Cardiff. I love also Wales. Wales was beautiful. Yeah, that was a scary story. For us at least. Okay, fix the app icon. You were in Frankfurt last week. Nice. Probably the Frankfurt am Main, the real Frankfurt everybody is actually talking about. When you're in East Germany, people start asking you which Frankfurt, because there's also one in on the east side, almost Poland. Is it? Already checked. Oh, I think it's Poland. Yeah, exactly. And everybody immediately, both in Germany and also in other countries, immediately know which Frankfurt you're usually referring to. But if you have somebody from East Germany, they start asking you which Frankfurt. It's fun. Fix settings. Misnamed notification icon file name. Done. Let's build once again. We did see that the notification icon here inside of the emulator still didn't change. Maybe it might also be part of the cache. I don't know. But at least right now it didn't work. Rebuild, and I suppose this time it's the end of the stream. I thank you so much for joining. I had a lot of fun. I will, as I said, test this and then report back to you on the next stream. Next stream is most likely going to be on Wednesday, 18 o'clock Central European Summertime. This is TypeScript tea time. If you liked what you've seen, feel free to follow so you don't miss the next time. And with that, we are going to rate somebody. Probably nobody that I know is online. Yeah, nobody that I know is online. But we can check other streams. The Grumpy Game thing. Dev is online. Who's doing .NET apparently. There's some Russian. And so doing others. Let's rate the Grumpy Game Dev. Thank you again for joining. See you next time. Goodbye, everybody.